This is Sony's newly released 7-inch touchscreen radio with Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, smartphone mirroring, and more. If you're on a budget and want a good name brand radio, then look no further because this radio retails for only $299. Wait. Now, as of right now, because of supply and demand, you might not see this radio at this price, but when things return to normal, hopefully it will stay at this $299 price point. Okay, let's jump into it. We're gonna do a full review on this radio that will include going over the features, doing an unboxing, firing this thing up to do a demonstration. Then for the conclusion, we'll go over the pros and cons list. And last, we will give you our overall rating. Okay, so here are the features. This is a 6.95-inch anti-glare responsive touchscreen, not resistive, which is the better of the two, but Sony chose to go with the responsive screen to keep the price down. Now, as previously mentioned, Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, now both are wired connections. And there are a row of hard buttons on the bottom for your most used buttons like volume and track up and down. 6-channel pre-outs, front, rear, and sub. This does have their dynamic stage organizer, which brings the sound up towards the dash for better sound staging. 55 watts times 4, peak power. This does have Bluetooth for music streaming and also phone calls, and includes a separate Bluetooth mic. 6-channel pre-outs, front, rear, and sub. Backup camera input. And this will do smartphone mirroring through the Weblink app, but you will be limited to only YouTube for video streaming. Now, this does have an audio video input, so you can add an HDMI to composite adapter to get full mirroring on your smartphone. It has a 10-band equalizer and onboard crossovers. This does come with a wireless remote control, and you can add Sirius XM, but you will need the tuner, which is sold separately. And this is steering wheel control ready, but you will need that steering wheel adapter, which is sold separately. Okay, let's get to the unboxing. All right, so we got our manuals here, and then the warranty. Okay, this does come with the remote control, so that is a plus. All right, so this is the radio itself. All right, so it's got a singled-in body, and then the face hangs over the top here. All right, we'll take a better look at that in a minute. Hardware, separate Bluetooth mic, steering wheel control, plug, and then also the main harness. Okay, so let's take a look at the main body. Okay, so we got that 6.9-inch screen here, and then we have that row of buttons on the bottom. All right. And the build quality on this is very similar to their higher end ones. So normally what happens is upper companies make cheaper radios. What they'll do is they'll change kind of like the way things are made, meaning the face looks different, the buttons are different than the higher end ones, the chassis is different. But Sony actually keeps this pretty consistent throughout the line. So whether you're spending $200 or whether you're spending $650, it's pretty much the same chassis. All right, so we have our USB plug-in that's on the back. This is for Sirius XM. You have your AV input. So basically on this, to have the audio video input, there is a 3.5 millimeter 2 composite cable that you would need in order for that to work. It does not come with it, so you will have to purchase that separate. You have your subwoofer output, front and rear outputs. This is for your backup camera. This is for your steering wheel control input. And then this is for the microphone. Okay, this is our home screen. As you can see on the bottom, we have our sources here. We have radio, Sirius XM, Weblink, which we will get into a little bit later, our rear camera, and then that AV input that we talked about, phones and settings. Okay, so let's go into settings really quick and we'll check out some of the sound features along with some of the general settings as well. So let's go to general here, and then we have our language demo on or off. From here we can set the date, set the camera either normal or reverse. Okay, this does have steering wheel controls built in, but this is for analog only. Most vehicles are not going to be analog, so you will need a steering wheel control adapter. But in case you do have an analog, then you can go in here and then set those buttons on the steering wheel to this radio. And then firmware version. So here you can see what firmware is on your radio. If it starts to get a little glitchy, a little quirky, then you can go to Sony's website to see if they make a firmware update for your radio. This is how you would do it, and this is also how you would update it as well. Okay, next, sound. Okay, so from here you have extra bass. It's either off, you have setting 1 or setting 2. We have our EQ and subwoofer controls here. So here we have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 band EQ. There are some presets here on the top, but there is one for the user, which is custom. And then from here you can adjust just by touching and moving up and down. And then you also have your subwoofer control here as well, okay? Balance and fade is pretty self-explanatory. Let's talk about crossovers. So we have a high pass and low pass crossovers built into this radio. So if you're running off the power of the radio, or if you're running an external amplifier, you can choose your crossover points right at the radio versus the amplifier if you have an outboard amp. Your crossover points are 50, 60, 80, 100, 120. Okay, on high pass. On low pass, it's going to be the same. 120, 100, 80, 60, 50, and then off there. Okay, subwoofer phasing, either normal or reverse. And then we have the DSO, which is the digital sound organizer. We explained this earlier, but what this is this will take your front speakers and push them up higher towards the dash, giving you better sound stage. So your selections are either low, medium, or high. Obviously, you're gonna want to get in there, play a song, kind of mess with it, and see where it sounds the best. So here you have volume settings, and this is important because you have different volume settings that are available to you. So if, let's say, you're getting a phone call and it's just too loud, you can go in there and turn that down, okay, or turn it up if it's not as loud as you would like it. Voice recognition, navigation, guidance. These settings are customizable to your likings. Okay, that's gonna do it for settings. Let's go back here. So let's talk about Weblink really quick. Okay, we'll need to download the app in order for this to work. And you will be limited as to what applications you will be able to use as far as video is concerned. As you can see, there is YouTube on here. So we'll do YouTube, will not do Netflix, will not do Hulu, will not do any type of streaming service like that. So let's check out YouTube. And then you can select search videos off on the face of the screen here. Now, there is another feature here called casting. And what it's gonna want you to do is actually broadcast on your phone. So the screen will look like this, and then you hit broadcast. Then from there, as you can see, it's mirroring the phone here. Now, you could do apps like Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, whatever you got for social media wise. It will play through that. But again, it will not let you do those other streaming apps. So it will pull it up, but as soon as you hit play, it will freeze, will not play. But if you did want to stream video from Netflix, Hulu, any of those other streaming services, you can simply get the AV input adapter along with the HDMI to composite step down adapter and then hit AV, and that will allow you to stream whatever's playing on your phone to the screen. So that's a little hack if you want to be able to do that. Okay, now let's get into CarPlay. Okay, so this is your home screen and you're able to do music, maps, podcast, Google Maps as an alternative to Apple Maps, Pandora, iHeartRadio, and then also Waze and Spotify. Now, if you have Sirius XM on your phone, you don't necessarily need the extra adapter. To get Sirius XM, you can just simply stream it from your phone, and then you would hit this app here, and that will allow you to listen to your Sirius XM account. Okay, next, Android Auto. So this is your home screen here. You have Google Maps. You can do other applications for music, same as the iPhone, Pandora, iHeartRadio, Spotify, and more. Also, it will allow you to send text messages. And as you can see, there is a microphone here in the corner you can use to give it commands, directions to the nearest gas station, so it can set for you navigation points without having to type anything. And then to go back to the main screen, simply hit exit. Okay, that'll do it for the demonstration. Okay, pros and cons, starting with the cons. Low voltage on the pre-outs. I would like to see something maybe around 4 volts plus, and single camera input only. Now the pros, Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, Sirius XM ready, wireless remote control included, and the build quality is excellent for a unit at this price point. Which leads us to the best thing about this radio, which of course is the price point. This radio gets a 4.5-star rating and is weighed highly because of the price. You get Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, Bluetooth, phone mirroring, remote control, 10-band EQ, and more for only $299. Now, as of this recording, this radio is pretty limited, but we'll leave a link in the description below, taking you directly to our product page. Okay, that'll do it. We hope you found this video useful and informative. If so, give us a thumbs up and also consider subscribing to our channel. Okay guys, that's it for now, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.